My name is Amanda Kristen, and I'm the host of DETOURS. That is a transportation intersection podcast that we at the Broward MPO have developed to talk about all the different things that intersect with transportation in ways that you don't really realize. And today, our guest is Bob Staneruck. He is the chapter president of Rolling Thunder, Chapter 6 out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. And I am so pleased that you're here today. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to know, first off, I think our audience probably doesn't have as much information as they should about Rolling Thunder. So can you please tell us about your work and the advocacy that you all do with Rolling Thunder? Explain what Rolling Thunder is.
Well, Rolling Thunder is we're a veterans advocate group. We're the voice for veterans that have lost their voice, POWs, MIAs. A lot of people don't know what that means is prisoner of war, missing in action. We are a voice for them to remind Washington, D.C. That we haven't forgotten these people and they shouldn't either.
And how do you in Rolling Thunder do that? How do you, because you all are a motorcycle group. I don't know exactly how to say it. I wouldn't say gang, but I would say you're a motorcycle club?
No, we're not a club.
Okay, so
we're just
a
group of civilian patriots and veterans that believe in the mission.
Okay.
Our mission is public awareness that the POW MIA issue is important to the public and veterans. And we do that. Our main source of getting our mission out is on Memorial Day weekend, called the Ride for Freedom, which we used to do it in Washington, D.C. from 1987 up until 2019. Right. And that was to, well, let me just start with how Rolling Thunder got its name.
Great.
Rolling Thunder was a bombing mission in Vietnam.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And the Ride for Freedom, the first one, I believe in 1987, they had 2,000 bikes. In 2019, we had 1,000,007 motorcycles go into DC. And when we would come into Constitution Avenue side by side, but when you hit Constitution Avenue, we would fan out.
Right.
And when you have over 1,000,000 motorcycles coming down Constitution Avenue, it's supposed to emulate the sound of the B-52s flying over Vietnam. That's what that was really designed to do.
Because when you think about the words Rolling Thunder,
right,
it's all about the sound. It's all about the sound, and that's
right.
Absolutely incredible.
Right. And in 2019, our national president decided that it was too expensive to go to D.C. And we absorbed the entire cost for that. We didn't charge for the ride.
Right.
And it just got too expensive and too big. So the national president decided, let's do them intrastate.
Right. How do you think that that's affected the advocacy work and, the fact that you're doing it now on local roads and you won't be traveling as much on interstates?
Well, we do travel on the interstates, and it still means to get our message out, and maybe not as loud and clear as it was when we went to D.C., but locally it is. Normally, when we had we have 7 chapters in Florida, and we moved the Ride for Freedom around. This year it was in Punta Gorda.
Okay.
Last year we hosted the Ride for Freedom in Port St. Lucie. Okay. Next year it's in Merritt Island. And so we get our message out in the different areas. And that was a decision by the 7 presidents of Florida to move it around. We want to get it in one place so we can build on it.
Right, right. Yeah, I imagine that the changing from Washington, D.C., Constitution Avenue to, something more localized might have changed a little bit of how the Rolling Thunder was perceived, because there's a lot of strength in numbers.
Right.
And it's very effective to see that visually and to hear it. It's very, very moving.
Normally, our local rides, when we had ours last year, we had around 250 motorcycles show up. A lot of them were two people on the bike. I think this year at Punta Gorda, we had about the same number. I guess it was 2022. We did it in Daytona.
Oh, yes.
And that year we had 750 bikes.
Sure. I imagine that. Have you thinking about having Daytona be the locus, the center for Florida?
Not really.
No. Okay.
No, I think we're leaning towards Merritt Island because of the Brevard County Veteran Center is a beautiful location, and they just built a big, beautiful amphitheater back in the back.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's not carved in stone. That's going to be it.
Sure.
But we've talked about Jacksonville, where Jacksonville is Cecil Field is a national POW historic site. Okay. It's a national monument. It's still under construction. Oh. And we talked about when that's completed to go there every year, because that's really what our mission is, POWs, MIAs.
How do you think, thinking about your major motorcycle rides over time, the evolution of, this national ride to a more localized ride, how do you think the road network has changed? And also, you were a truck driver professionally for 50 years. Mm-hmm. So over the last 50 years, I'm sure you were riding a bike for many of those years. How has the transportation network changed, for the better or for the worse, for both types of vehicles, for the motorcycle and for a truck?
Motorcycles gotten more dangerous. Yeah. Just because the highways are so crowded, and the cell phone texting.
Right.
I can't tell you how many people I ride up next to going down 95, and they got their phone up and they got a sandwich in this hand, and you wonder who's driving that car.
Right.
And let me give them plenty of room.
Yeah. No kidding.
Same thing with a truck. It's the same way. You just try to give yourself a lot of room to react. Coming down here, we had a panic situation where a couple of vehicles in front of us, a guy must have had a plastic trash can in the back of his truck, and it blew out. It was in the middle of 95. Of course, what happens then. Everybody's standing on the brakes.
Right.
And it was close. In fact, I thought we were going to hit the car in front of us, but we didn't.
Did you drive today, or did you take your motorcycle?
We came in the car. I don't like riding down this way.
No.
It's
okay.
It's I mean, we do. That. We do come down here, but I don't make it a habit just because of the traffic. And it seems like the further south we go, the crazier they get.
Yeah. You know what? I've found that to be the case myself. I am a little leery of driving myself on
I
these
call
roads.
it the Miami 500 when I come down here.
Oh, yeah. Do you, so I want to know about the first time you rode a motorcycle. Like, how did that become important to you, and how did you become involved?
It was just something we did when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And I had bikes up until I was 21. And I sold my bike at that time to buy our first house, along with everything else that wasn't nailed down. And I didn't buy another bike until probably 2012.
Oh, wow.
It was all about work.
Yeah.
For 50 years.
Yeah. Wow.
And as I got closer to retirement, I decided that I was going to need something to do when I retired, because I don't fish, I don't golf, I don't boat. It's motorcycles, guns, and Harleys.
That's awesome. Well, you found the right vocation for your interests. I'm thinking about the economic impact, because I know that you pay for your own rides, you you're putting in money to do the ride, 10, 20, $30, and then you've got a raffle on the side. And, what are some of the things that you all as a group have supported? Because this is a huge economic generator for the state of Florida.
Well, we support Reese Across America big time.
Tell us about that.
Well, we escort the truck to 4 cemeteries in Martin County and St. Lucie County when it comes to town, and that's police escorted.
Okay.
We coordinate with the Port St. Lucie Police, and we sponsor one cemetery ourselves in Port St. Lucie where we take the fundraising upon ourselves to make sure all the veterans in that cemetery get a wreath. And you only get enough wreaths that you pay for. Where we order 325 wreaths. If we only pay for 200, that's all we're going to get.
Right. Sure.
So we make sure that we reach our goal each year.
Right.
And it's a program that many of our chapters support. And
how big is your chapter?
We have 30 on the roster right now, but it's like a revolving door.
Sure.
We should be around 50 or 60, but people join and it's not exactly what they wanted.
Sure.
We have a mission. We have an alcohol policy that eliminates alcohol and drugs.
That's okay.
We don't tolerate that. It's in our bylaws. And another big thing is you don't join and get handed your patches.
So you have to earn them.
You have to earn them. It takes 15 months.
Oh, wow.
And you have specific requirements to meet in those 15 months. It's not a lot. It's 6 meetings, 3 events, I think it is, and you'll qualify for your patches.
Yeah, I understand that. You don't want people to take this casually because it's not a casual topic.
Right.
It really isn't. How, thinking about that in coordination, have you always had an easy time coordinating your rides with local law enforcement and cities, or has it been a challenge?
The only one that's tough is up in Broward County.
Is that right?
That sheriff up there won't escort anymore.
Oh.
Because they had a toy run one year at Christmas time and they had an accident. They had a fatality.
Oh, okay.
So Brevard County said no more motorcycle escorts. But for us in Port St. Lucie, we call our traffic officer and let them know what we're going to do. We send them a detailed copy of the route we want to follow. And he arranges it all from there. It's just one phone call, really. And if it involves more counties, he coordinates with the other counties. Because our Reese Across America ride, we go through 2 counties, Martin County and St. Lucie County, and St. Lucie Police will coordinate the whole deal.
That's great.
So that
I'm really happy to hear that they're so supportive because we have bicycle rides, which is not the same thing, but we have bicycle rides that we support and sponsor at the MPO, and we too have to be in lockstep coordination with our local our local law enforcement to make sure everything is on the up and up. And we don't have those same policies that you all have, but maybe one day, we'll see if any of them get reckless.
Yeah, well, sometimes we have to pay.
Right.
Like our ride for freedom at Port St. Lucie, I think we hired 2 or 4 officers we paid. Right. But when you pay for 4, you get 10.
Right. Well,
so
good.
It's not a big deal. And being a taxpayer in St. Lucie County, I don't mind paying to have an officer get us from point A to point B safely.
Safely and smoothly.
Yeah.
And with honor.
And it's better for traffic
Yes.
that, we keep moving. You know?
Absolutely. So have you thought about personally or just of other people in your chapter thought about advocacy beyond POW MIA work, meaning like for motorcyclists' rights or anything like that? Have you gone into that?
We've discussed
a little bit?
Kill 22.
What's that?
Veteran suicide, 22 a day.
Oh.
We wanted to put that into our mission statement, and National shot it down.
Oh, is that so?
And National said if you all want to do something chapter wise, yes, but nationally, we're not going to put it into our mission statement. So actually, this Kill 22 is, according to VA records, it's more like 40 a day. Veteran suicide.
Yeah. Wow. That's heartbreaking.
It is. It is.
I'm thinking about the visual impact. We talked a little bit about this, but the visual impact and the auditory impact of that, like a concentration of motorcycles. Do you think that conveys your message in a way that it can't be conveyed otherwise? Like, do you think that?
In some cases, I do.
Yeah.
You know, our Ride for Freedom, we try to publicize what the ride's about.
Right.
And something the public should really know is when you see a couple hundred motorcycles being led by the police, you should know that those riders, each and every one of them, paid to do that. It's not a free ride. It's, you know, each rider, each motorcycle pays $30. It's one of our fundraising ways that we pay for the police if we have to pay. And we are insured. Our chapters, every chapter has to be insured in Rolling Thunder. We have other expenses, you know, where we meet.
Rental space and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Freedom of movement is central to veterans' rights and independence. What does the idea tie into? How does that idea tie into Rolling Thunder's ongoing advocacy work? The idea of freedom of movement. You know, thinking about what your mission is, prisoners of war and the missing in action. Those people, that they're not free to move.
That's right.
So I think, you know, as just a person, as a human being on this planet, the visual impact of seeing all of those motorcycles together and understanding what the mission is so impactful. I don't, you know, just personally, I don't know that you would have a better way to promote your cause than this, you know, these motorcycle rides that happen all over the country.
Right.
You know, and for better or worse, it happening, you know, more local rides versus, you know, this big one, you know, Memorial Day ride. As long as your flags are big and everything, you know, you can see who you are. I think that the more people, the better. You know, everybody in Florida will know who you are as opposed to everybody on the 95 corridor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That is a question that we should look into getting an answer for, is when we are on the Ride for Freedom, how do we let the people know around us what we're doing that are in traffic with us? They don't really know.
Right.
Unless they're up with the news. But of course, we all fly big POW flags on that day.
Yeah.
But still, that doesn't tell the public what we're doing, because everybody flies a POW flag.
Well, and you do other things too. You know, you help with, I saw on your Facebook page, which is super active and super up to date, that you helped somebody move recently.
We did.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're actually...
We'll do anything for a donation.
Yeah, you'll do anything for a donation. There you go. Because you want to keep the spirit alive of your work and your advocacy.
Yeah, sure. That particular job, one of our church friends said, you know, my daughter's got some heavy furniture she wants to move, you know, we'll make a donation. Can you bring some guys over? So we ended up with a $600 donation that day.
See?
Yeah.
That's incredible. What is your favorite part about it?
The camaraderie.
Yeah. Just
being with the members of our chapter. You know, tonight is our chapter meeting, and we always go out to dinner afterwards. And
fellowship.
Yeah.
Fellowship. I totally understand that. And I saw a little bit about, there's A chair.
Chair of Honor.
Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a program that Rolling Thunder developed. The Chair of Honor is to signify to the public that in the event an MIA comes home or a POW comes home, there's a place for them.
Wow, the symbolism of that is very
right.
Powerful.
We have a picture. It's probably on our website too.
Yes, I see it.
But in our Veterans Park, we put a granite chair, which I'm sure there's pictures on our website. We put a stadium chair in Clover Park, which is the Mets spring training stadium.
Which is like the most recent ride that I think you all went on.
Right. We had a ride in there last month.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a plaque with these chairs to let people know what the chair stands for. And they're cordoned off so you can't sit in them.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that you recently participated in that event with several other veterans organizations. What is your most favorite place to ride?
Favorite place to ride?
Yeah.
Way out in the mountains.
Way out in the mountains.
Away from all the hustle and bustle and all the crazy drivers.
Yeah. Yes. See, we at the Broward MPO are trying to take the crazy out of the drivers. We're trying to make it a little better for everybody, all modes of transportation to get around. Oh, so
well, I'll tell you this. A good friend of mine was on his way to church about 3 weeks ago. And he's just riding along one morning coming to church, and the car passed him on the right and came out too fast and clipped his front wheel.
Yeah.
And Tony went tumbling.
Yeah.
He lived. The most serious problem he had, he dislocated his thumb.
Somebody was looking out for him.
Well, maybe the fact that he was on his way to church had something to do with
it. Maybe so. Everybody's a little bit more forgiving on Sunday, right?
Well, this guy did, and the guy never stopped to hit him.
Yeah, I travel 95 almost every day to work, and I don't think that I would feel comfortable doing it on a motorcycle. I really don't. The road conditions, some of the things here and the traffic and the congestion, I think they would, if not for the safety aspect, those other things would probably keep me from taking a motorcycle. So how do you get new people involved with the chapter? And
word of mouth.
Yeah.
We run into them at events. They ask us questions. People look us up. Other veterans will look us up, and they'll come join us. That's really about it. We don't do anything special.
No advertising or anything like that.
No, just word of mouth, and let it grow. Just the big thing is retention of members. It's
right.
You burn out. I'm burnt out.
Sure.
I'm getting there. I've been president for 7 years. I just got reelected for 2 more years. No one else wants to stand up.
Right.
So,
and you don't want to let it fall.
Well, no, I'm the founder of this chapter.
Oh, are you?
And
okay.
I'd like nothing more that if I drop dead tomorrow, or if I decide I've had enough, I would like to see this chapter continue, because we've come a long way in 7 years. And it wasn't easy getting here.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing that you want us to know or to take away from our conversation today, what would that be?
We're not 1%ers.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of friendly people that believe in the mission, to make the public aware that POW MIA is a serious issue, and the POW MIA families, they deserve what we do. They deserve for us to keep looking for their loved ones.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this conversation today.
You're welcome.